Hello, my name is Hunter. I'm speaking out about a white supremacist cult that has been targeting my life for years. These people follow me job to job, and they pretty much try to frustrate me and manipulate my emotions and pretty much get everybody to turn against me for absolutely no reason. Um, this started with a law enforcement officer that I have been friends with since middle school. He literally almost started a race war at our school, and then I found out that he was pretty abusive toward women. Um, and about 4 or 5 years ago now, he pretty much found out that, I didn't like that. And even before that, well, he showed me he was a part of this cult and everything, and he told me who he was, and then I found out that the jobs that I had been working at, the managers, the owners, and everything, they were all a part of this cult too. So they had pretty much been planting people in my life to pretty much get close to me, and most of them are women, to get close to me and betray me for absolutely no reason. And if I went to a job where there were no cult members, I would get along with everybody. I'm a very equal person and I love everybody. And this cult is a hate group, and I do not have hate in my heart. So, in order to try to make me bitter, they pretty much plant people in my life, and they pretty much do the same thing in their lives in order to manipulate them into attacking me. And so it gets to the point where I'm a very bubbly person, and I'm very outgoing, and I love everybody. And what these people do is they pretty much get me to the point where I just come into work silent. And then they point the finger at me saying, "Oh, he's up to no good." And then they pretty much do something, or if something bad happens to them, they blame it on me. And I am not a vengeful person. I just come into work, I do my job, and I do a good job. And then I go home. And what these people do is when I go quiet, they pretty much just, don't include me. Pretty much bullying me, but it's abuse. And they pretty much pass all these nasty lies about me around to pretty much get everybody to look at me in a different light, and pretty much uninclude me from either conversations or any kind of teamwork. And then they go around saying that I'm the one that's not letting anybody help or anything like that, which is not the case. Because I say it a lot at work, teamwork makes the dream work, and I'm very active when I'm working with people, and I try my hardest to let them know that I'm there to help. But because I know who these people are, and I didn't react the way that they wanted me to, they have pretty much, I guess, getting me before I get them, because they assumed things about me that weren't true. And I tell all these people, if they want me to do something differently, come up to me and talk to me. But when I tell them that, they make it a point to just straight up ignore me for no reason. And I don't blame most of the people that I work with, because I know that this cult is involved, and I know the nasty things that they do to people. They literally control people's finances, and they literally try to manipulate people's emotions and frustrate people and pretty much are very destructive in people's lives. I love everybody. And it's almost like because I love everybody, these people pretty much get me to become isolated and not be able to communicate with people. And this has been happening to me for years. And I went to the police academy. And they did the same thing to me in the police academy. And I've pretty much figured out that any people that want to make a positive difference in the world, that want equality, that love people, they're pretty much getting left out and pretty much forced into either poverty or kind of being miserable in life. And I make these videos because if anything happens to me, if I all of a sudden am not alive, or if something happens to my family members, or if my house burns down, these people were involved. I love everybody. I'm very equal to everybody. And these people have come into my life and have tried to play God in my life. And I've done nothing to these people other than know who they are, know what they do, and because I didn't react the way that they wanted me to, they have pretty much caused destruction in my life for no reason. These people have controlled my finances and manipulate my emotions, pretty much keeping me from having joy in my life, keeping me from being confident in my life, keeping me from making any progress and moving forward in my life. And the thing about it is, these people will pretty much come up to me and have good conversations with me, get close to me, and then pretty much sweep my feet from under me. And then they start targeting me and start mocking me and start pretty much abusing me. And it's like no matter what I do, they're always going to be there. These people have made it clear to me, especially on July 12th, 2025. I was at work. I was working in the back, doing prep, and they called me up to help them out with some orders, and they pretty much just started saying that I was doing problem after problem. Because that's what these people do. They pretty much create illusions that I'm an issue. And then they go around spreading rumors around about me that aren't true. And they pretty much pull me in just to take me out. And then they start saying, oh, there's something wrong with him. Start calling me names like crazy or schizophrenic. Which is not the case. And because I haven't reacted the way that these people want me to, they have just pretty much upped the ante and just try even harder and harder and harder. And I started wearing a body camera to work. And these people do not like that I'm wearing a body camera. Because now they can't say the things to me that they were saying to me before. They can't plant those nasty seeds in my head to try and corrupt me like they were before. And what they're doing now is pretty much either straight up ignoring me or deliberately messing up my orders right in front of me to try to, I guess, frustrate me and stress me out. And then they make me work these ridiculous amount of hours trying to pretty much burn me out. And everybody else asks to leave. Everybody leaves at the time that they're scheduled for. And they try to make me feel bad for trying to leave at the time that I'm scheduled for. And pretty much these people have just pushed me out of helping them. And then are saying, why aren't you helping us? It's abuse. I've done nothing to these people. Other than I've been loyal, hardworking, and kind to these people. And what they've done now is for the last month, they have not fixed the AC. And then pretty much got everybody just to stand around while pretty much making me or guilt tripping me into doing most of the work. And it really struck me because one of the employees came up to me and was just like, why are you sweating so much? Trying to make me seem like there was something wrong with me. But they literally scapegoated me out and were trying to frustrate me. And I kept my cool. And I stayed silent. While they were ignoring me. And then while they were ignoring me, they were going around saying that I was spiteful. And that I was doing things to be vengeful, I guess. And I wasn't. I was just coming in, helping out, and going home. And I still love these people. I love everybody. I don't have hate in my heart. And I still try to do my best every day. But they have pretty much tried to destroy my image and burn me out to try and frustrate me. It's sickening. It truly is. These people are disgusting. They'll smile in my face, give me a fake pat on the back, and then attack me. And then the store manager was giving me gift cards in front of everybody to try to make it seem like I was the one being spiteful because I stopped talking to everybody. And then when I do talk to people, they walk away from me mid conversation, breadcrumbing me. I have done nothing to these people other than know the wrong that they've done to people. And the illegal activities that these people are continuously doing. And I just so happen to be able to see it. But they're good, and it's organized too. They're good at getting people close to them to pretty much get them to attack me. For no reason. And they won't show you the cameras. Because if you looked at the cameras, you would see how hard I work. And everything that they're saying about me, you would not be able to find any evidence on it. Because they're trying to create this illusion about me. And it's not just me. There's a lot of people going through this. I've watched them do this to other people. And because I didn't react the way that I guess they wanted me to, they took notice and they pretty much started gaslighting me. I just come in to do my job. And the customers usually love me. I bring in the company money. And I get tipped, and I try to share my tips with other employees. And then when I don't, they start making me feel guilty about that. And then they wonder why I don't. And it's just sad. It just shows me how unempathetic people have become. And it's not even that they're unempathetic. They're literally having their lives like controlled and attacked. And I could see other people like they see this and they don't want to get involved because they know what will happen to them, or what's happening to me will happen to them. And they can't really step in. So they just kind of have to turn a blind eye to it. But I can tell that some of them see what's going on, but they're afraid of what's happening to me is going to happen to them. So they just kind of stay out of it. It's disgusting. Nobody should have to go through the amount of abuse that I've been put through and what others have been put through. We should all be able to live a comfortable life. And that's the thing is these companies are losing employees and they're short and staffed and they need help. And they wonder why they can't find help or why they can't find good help. Look at what you're doing. Look at the abuse you're putting people through. And these people are actively trying to get blackmail on me. And in order to do that, they're trying to create these illusions about me to try to frustrate me, to try to use that against me. And then they wonder why I come in and don't have conversations with them. Why I just stick to myself. And then they try to make me feel like that's a problem. Whenever I've just been kind and loyal and helpful. Worked hours that nobody wants to work. Always tried to cover shifts when people needed their shifts covered. And then if I don't, then these people are right in people's ears saying, see, he's spiteful. He's doing that out of spite. Whenever I'm just busy. It's disgusting. It's truly disgusting. And I just keep having this feeling in my heart that these people are going to get caught. That these people are going to get exposed. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be doing that. But it's got to stop with somebody. Because the lies, the slander, the manipulation, the gaslighting, the destruction that these people have been putting people through, literally making people not be able to get on their feet, forcing them to grind out and work hours after hours after hours just to get by. It's gotta stop. It's no wonder why this younger generation is not working as hard and not working as much. Because they're sick and tired of the abuse that these greedy, corrupt companies are putting people through. It's disgusting. And nobody should have to go through that. Thank you.